Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to another tank versus tank. And I think this is long overdue. I think I should have done this a long time ago. It is the Smasher versus the Annihilator. Which one is OP the most? They are battling it out for the most OP tank in the game. Which one is it? Is it going to be the Smasher or is it the Annihilator? What do you guys think? Which tank is more OP? The Smasher or the Annihilator? Now, the Smasher DPM 2,500 compared to the Annihilator 2,700. 2,700. I mean, you look at that next to the M6A2E1. That is 1,800. That's almost 1,000 difference. And even the Tiger 1, which is known for its DPM, it is 300 more than the Tiger 1, and so is the Smasher. The Smasher is more as well. Now, the Smasher, the only downfall, literally the only downfall with the Smasher is the AP pen at 140mm. But the heat pen kind of makes up for that at 250. And if you run calibrated shells, that pushes it up to 275mm of penetration. Of course, the DPM does go down to just 2,000, so you do lose quite a bit of DPM. The Annihilator 170mm pen, I mean, is around average for these kind of tanks, and it does have 220mm on its APCR. Alpha for the Smasher, as we know, 640, and the Annihilator is 210, but the 210 is times by 3. So that's 660, 630 from mass 100. That's 630 per round, per magazine. So it's around the same as the Smasher. The reload is actually better in the Annihilator than the Smasher. Smasher 15 seconds, Annihilator 13. Aim time, actually pretty good for both tanks. The aim time is only 2.45 for the Smasher, which is incredible, and only 1.86 for the Annihilator. So the aim time is really, really good. Dispersion 0.408 for the Smasher, which is still good for a tank like the Smasher, and again the Annihilator 0.35. Now, the armor on the Annihilator I do think is way too strong. 200mm on the turret. The Smasher's not bad as well at 150 and the hull at 120, but I mean, both of them are just OP. Both of them are OP. We're going to get into a couple of games on each of the tank now. Now, not only are these tanks OP, they are actually fun to play. And that is why the Smasher is one of my favourite premium tanks in the game. Because not just because it's OP, but it's just fun. And the Annihilator is up there as well. Now, what I don't understand about the Annihilator, it has the DPM. It has the penetration. It has the speed or so, almost. It's not too bad speed-wise. It has just about everything, and on top of that, Wargaming are like, you know what, I don't think this tank is strong enough, we need to give it the extra speed boost. Like, why has it got the extra speed boost? Just like the Smasher, why has it got so much heat pen? It doesn't need it. It doesn't need the speed boost at all. That just makes it even more broken. Now, the difference is, even though they do around the same alpha, the difference is with the Annihilator, because it has the three shot burst, there is a possibility that you might not pen any of them, or you might only pen one, or you could only pen two, which will reduce the DPM of the tank massively. So whereas the Smasher, it just has the one shell, you aim, and normally you hit and you either take the guy out, or you bounce. And you only really bounce if you use the standard AP. Now, someone running around in a Smasher that's using the standard AP is pretty much not playing the tank correctly. So the Smasher it's never come in the game for gold. it's only ever come in crates or in for money. That the money was the very first time Wargaming sold it, and I think they soon realised, you know what, this tank is a bit broken. Let's never sell it again. Only in crates, and that's pretty much what they have done. They haven't sold it again since they've first sold it. It's only ever been in crates, which makes it even worse because it becomes a pay-to-win tank. Only certain people, I mean, can have it. And it's the same as the Kennyotsu. When that first come into game, they released it, they've realised it's too broken, and they've just kept it, and they've never sold it again. So the people that does have it are the lucky ones. I think that's going to be the same with the Annihilator. I think that's going to be exactly the same thing as with the Annihilator. I think you're only now going to see this in crates. I don't think you're going to see it for sale for gold, or you probably won't even see it for sale for money. Now, I am a little bit frustrated. Even though I have both tanks, I'm still frustrated with Wargaming as to why they keep doing this. Why they keep doing this with tanks like the Annihilator. Now, you join a game in tier 7. I was doing it in the stream the other day. You join a game in tier 7, and especially in a platoon, you're going to come up against 2 smashers and an Annihilator, or you're going to come up against 2 Annihilators and a smasher. Straight away, that's like, what the hell? Like, you got no chance. 3 broken tanks in the game. You got no chance. And straight away, within the first couple of weeks, the Annihilator is already one of the most broken tanks in the game, alongside the Smasher. Now, they are kind of equal, but the thing with the Smasher, you could just clear shots, like, straight away, boom, gone, especially light tanks. You could also do that with the Annihilator. You come across an SP1C or a tank with no armor, you switch to the HE, that's basically their hit points all gone. I don't know why Wargaming do it. Now, the difference between both tanks is the Annihilator was in the Battle Pass. I paid $5 for this tank. $5. Well, I think it was $5. Because then I managed to get up all the way to where the tank is. I just think it's absolutely crazy how a tank like this can be so cheap. Now, as I've said, I am frustrated with Wargaming. Not because they keep doing it, it's because sometimes I wish they'd listen. Now, the Smasher I played before it was even sold. And I said to Wargaming back then, I said to them, Wargaming, please do not sell this tank the way it is. Because it is broken. It's absolutely broken, and I knew straight away it was broken when I played it on a test server. I come up against a Lerva, a front plate of a Lerva. I did switch to the heat, and it just went through like butter. And another one was the same sort of game. It's just I shot and it managed to hit. I snapshot and it hit. Now, even though the accuracy is like 0.4. It really doesn't feel like it. You can snapshot so many tanks. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And when I done it's not even the Battle Pass, was it this, the Annihilator? It's the event that's like the Battle Pass. When I reviewed the tank, or when I got the tank early to make a video, again, I got in contact with Wargaming and I said, when this tank goes live, it is going to be broken. And they responded to me. They did respond to me, and they pretty much said, how is it broken? How is it OP? Because when we played it on the closed test server, ooh, see you later, Annihilator. Well, that's one broke tank. That's one broken tank against another, and that's an Amarak against an Annihilator from a Smasher. Like, should be doing that. Should be doing that shit. And it does it often. So I got as I said, I got in contact with Wargaming and I said, look, this tank is a little bit overpowered. And they've said, how? We played it and it seemed kind of balanced. And I've just said the 3 shells. The 3 shells is just too much. I know they want to do something different because they don't want to do the 2 shells, maybe because that's the Helsing. And I said to them, this feels like the Helsing all over again. When the Hellsing first come out, it was kind of OP, and it still is OP. So what do they go and do? They don't see the stats of the Hellsing and think, okay, the Hellsing's actually doing really, really good. So let's bring in another tank that can do better, and that has 3 shells instead of 2. I just don't understand their logic. And as I said at the beginning of the video, like, if that wasn't enough, if the turret armor wasn't enough, the penetration and everything, they've just sat there and thought, let's give it an extra speed boost. Let's just troll people, let's piss people off, and let's make this tank broken as hell. We've got to get a tank that equals the Smasher, or if not, better than the Smasher. And that's what they've gone and done. And that's what's happened. And I said to them, it's going to be OP. It's going to be overpowered. It's either it's got 1 shell too much. I like the 3 shells. I do like the 3 shells, so I wouldn't want them to remove that. But they need to do something about these tanks. They need to do something about the Smasher. They need to do something about the Annihilator to just make it balanced. Just make it balanced a bit more. Tier 7 and Tier 8, or Tier 6, 7 and 8 are just stupid at the minute because they are full of these tanks. They are just full of these tanks. And especially when you're getting 2 or 3 on the same team, that's when it's just like, what is the point? What is the point playing? We're not going to win, because their tanks are just overpowered. And you find yourself even in stupid situations like 1 versus 5s, a Smasher can just carry, and the Annihilator can carry even more. The Annihilator is better than carrying than the Smasher, because of the pen, the AP pen. You don't have to just do splash damage, or you don't have to switch to heat. I mean, they're both stupid tanks. Whereas one of them, at least they understood it and they know it's broken. That's why they've never resold the tank for money, or they've never resold it for gold. So, but again, I just don't understand Wargaming's logic when they make these tanks. I understand the concept of it. Yeah, it sounds good. Let's have a 3-shot gun. But everything else that goes with it. I mean, just because I'm saying they're broken and they need nerfing, I get moaned at because I spam the Smasher. It's a fun tank. When I'm having, you'll see it in stream. You'll see it in stream all the time. If we're having a bad run, I'll sit there and say, you know what? Let's just go and get a Smasher. Let's just go and double team them in 2 Smashers. Why not? Now, last tank here, 1,039 damage. 1,039 damage to the side of a Panther. He's on 6 kills. He's now, I mean, look at him. He wants this kill. He's saying to the Tiger, please, like, don't. And fair play to the Tiger P. I think the Tiger P actually left that kill for him. So fair play, Tiger. But look at that. 5k damage, 7 kills, and he just makes it look easy. But I think the Smasher's more OP. I do think the Smasher's more OP. That is what I'm going with. Let me know what you think is more OP, the Smasher or the Annihilator. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With